lovelier face, a more attractive figure, an insight to fashion. All are yours for the asking, as is the Glamour record. On Gateway to Glamour with Eleanor Schano.
There have been many articles written just recently about facelifting. We're not going to discuss that subject on our program because we happen to have our own personal feelings about it. I feel that it's quite all right, I guess, for the famous movie actress whose livelihood depends upon her staying young and keeping her youthful appearance. But being very realistic and facing facts, I also realize that for most of us, this is the last thing in the world that we would be interested in doing. I also realize that most women are interested in keeping themselves looking as young as possible for as long as possible. And as you know, one of the first things that calls attention to a woman's age is the fact that tiny lines and wrinkles appear on her face. I've often suggested to you that every so often you take your magnifying mirror and examine your skin closely. Look for those tiny lines that may have appeared. Crow's feet at the corner of your eyes. Lines in your brow from frowning or squinting perhaps. And the characteristic laugh lines. Now let's assume that you have some of these. Now let's tackle the problem of how we can solve it. Well, simply by buying some adhesive tape. Yes, I'm going to show you how you can make your own adhesive strips and how you can apply them in a way that will smooth away lines and wrinkles. Now, this is something that has to be done in private. Let's be discreet, girls. Let's not give away all of our beauty secrets. Just take a scissor and make a little triangle with your adhesive tape. Then determine just where the lines are that you want to smooth away. Let's assume that it's crow's feet right here. All right, take your finger, pull the skin very tightly, and then place the adhesive strip right over that area. Make sure that it's secured, and then leave it there for at least an hour. Now, this is wonderful to do while perhaps doing your chores around the house, or if you're fortunate enough to be able to take a half-hour nap in the afternoon, apply your adhesive strips then. But keep them on for at least half an hour to an hour, and try to keep your face as quiet as possible. This is not a beauty treatment to use before making a phone call, for example. Now, you can apply these strips anywhere that you have tiny little lines or wrinkles that you want to smooth. You try it. Very simple. All you need is some adhesive tape and a scissor. Oh, and also the desire to get rid of those lines and wrinkles.
What every woman wants to know about charm and beauty is yours regularly, here on Gateway to Glamour with Eleanor Schano.
Very few women have perfect legs. Most women complain that their legs are too heavy, that they're too thin. We're going to talk about a specific problem today that has nothing to do with the size of your legs. We're going to talk about broken veins and varicose veins. Now, these are two entirely different things. If you have varicose veins, this is a serious problem and one that should certainly require medical attention. Broken veins are not serious, but they're certainly unattractive, and they're causing great concern to a number of women. Broken veins are caused by many things. They can actually be a problem of heredity. Your mother perhaps had them, and you have them. They're caused by spending long hours on your feet, or perhaps by wearing a tight girdle that's stopping the blood circulation. Many women find that after a pregnancy, they discover broken veins. They can appear almost anywhere. The most common problem seems to be that the broken veins will exist on the side of your thigh or the back of your knee. Now, what can you do to cover them, to make them disappear? There are several things. In the summertime, and this is naturally the time when you want your legs to look their loveliest, you'll find that a suntan will help. When you get a nice tan on your legs, you'll find that the broken veins just seem to disappear. You can also use a liquid makeup Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a leg makeup. The liquid makeup foundation that you use on your face can do the same job. Just take a dab of it, look for the area where the broken veins exist, and then just blend it in. Now, with some women, these veins are very light and hardly noticeable. In other cases, they're deep blue and quite ugly. Now, if this is the case with you, you can buy a preparation that's on the market that is especially made to cover scars and birthmarks, and this works beautifully to cover broken veins in your legs. There's one other thing that I think you should be aware of, and that is the elasticized hose that is now available to women. You know, a long time ago, they were very ugly, and few women would wear them unless it was absolutely necessary. Today, they're sheer, they're just as attractive as regular hose, and yet they do give wonderful support, and many women are wearing them. I think you should certainly look into the possibility of owning a pair of elasticized hose if you spend many hours every day on your feet. If you have a job as a salesgirl or just a housewife where you are constantly on your feet and you notice that the broken veins are appearing, and perhaps at the end of the day you discover that your legs are very tired, that they ache, the ankle and behind the knee. For this reason, I think that you should own a pair of elasticized hose. They are more expensive than regular hose, but they're a very good investment because they last indefinitely. You'll find that you can buy them in the most becoming shades, that they're just as sheer and just as attractive as any other kind of hose. But take the necessary steps to cover the broken veins if they exist and prevent them from occurring by wearing elasticized hose.